What up, what up, what up? Hello, 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 my content creators. Hello, everyone. Am I in focus? Am I clear? I think you see me. That is awesome. And hello, my people. I am Eugene Bush, E-Tre Productions. For those who don't know, I'm so happy you guys joined me. Whether you're joining me live right now or you're joining me later, this is the Content Creators Live, where we talk about all things content, but really the things that we feel like are most pertinent to you as the user, how to grow your social media following, how to grow your influence, how to build your audience. Those are things that we discuss here. Hi, Kayla. Welcome. So as I'm talking, guys, feel free to, the ones who are live, to just put questions in the app or in the chat, and I'd be happy to address those. But the topic of today will be how to stand out. Okay. The reason why I want to talk on that, and some people may ask, well, Eugene, how is that pertinent to content, and why is that important at all? And the reason is that, and you guys see me distracted. I'm actually trying to get my screen up here, because I might as well do it, because I'm sure I'm going to show something. Even though I'm going to talk to you for a minute before then. Okay. Cool. 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 And cool. All right. Just wanted to have that up there. All right. So here we go. Content Creators app. Here we go. All right, so the reason I wanted to, and I need to turn airplane mode on. There we go. All right. The reason I want to talk about how to stand out is we were reflecting some time ago, right? As you're growing up, most people in high school, right, you grow to conform. We're taught to conform as a society, right? As we're going through high school, you know, if you stood out too much, you got made fun of, at least in our school. Right, if you were the weird kid, right? If you're the one that were wearing weird colors, or painting your fingernails weird colors, or maybe you talk different, right? That was kind of my thing. Is I went to a school and I'm black and I clearly talk like this, okay? And so I talk like this in high school. So I got a lot of time when I was growing up, Eugene, why do you talk white, right? Why do you talk so proper? As if proper equates to talking white. Whole different thing. But the fact is that I talked different than the other black kids in my school and the other black kids around, and I got made fun of for doing that. So we have that tendency, and I'm sure, again, you guys have gone through that as well, but we have that tendency of when we're made fun of or when we're talked about, to get back in line, to line ourselves with the norm, with the majority of people. And that is the mistake that we would have made as kids that really affects us as adults. And so what I mean by that is, as an adult, if you really get paid to stand out, right? So whatever that thing was that was unique when you were a child, it's celebrated when you're an adult. So another thing I used to do in high school, even through college, I didn't really start listening to hip hop or R&B music, right? I still don't listen to R&B music. I kind of do with my wife. Hey, Tari, welcome. So I used to listen to soundtracks, right? Movie soundtracks, right? That was my go-to. I absolutely love listening to movie soundtracks. My favorite soundtracks were things like the Titanic, or Jurassic Park, right? Or Fern Gully. If anybody remembers Fern Gully, right? I used to love, and I still do, absolutely love listening to soundtracks. My playlist right now that I was listening to is movie soundtracks. Hans Zimmer, John Williams, right? Those were some of my favorite artists, right? It wasn't until I became in college and started really hanging around other folks I started listening to more hip hop and R&B and that stuff. But I was made fun of in high school because I love listening to soundtracks, only to realize that I should have celebrated that thing, my uniqueness in high school. I should have gravitated to that and held on more to that than trying to really conform and fit in, right? Because really it's the soundtracks that R&B doesn't run the world, ma'am, okay? Starting her comments. It's the movies and the soundtracks that tailored this gift in me, that when I do videos now, I'm able to equate a visual with an emotion. And I realized it was a gift. I thought it was just natural. I thought everybody could do it. But I can see emotion and hear it and tie that in together, right? And it's been proven because typically when I see something in a video or a movie or a film or commercial, the most of the world see it the same way, right? If I see something that's generally pretty, most of the world finds it pretty, right? I've been able to cultivate, that's the word I was looking for, cultivate. I've been able to cultivate this gift of music and emotion tying in with visuals, right? Because I spent so much time listening to soundtracks, right? There's a lot of gifts that God wants us to cultivate in our lives, but we shun away from those gifts because we're either made fun of, talked about, or it's not the norm. We shun away from those gifts in order to try to fit in when all the while we are sent here and meant to stand out, right? So I look at some of the other people around, right? So me and my wife have this discussion, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I did the right thing to do. I went to church, raised in church, went to high school. After high school, went to college, got my degree. After college, went and got a good job. Okay, good. It wasn't a good government job, but I got a good job where I had benefits, 401k, all that. Did that for about 18 years of my life. Only to see so many people who ain't never stepped foot in college, ain't never stepped foot in the church. Okay, so many people that did things untraditional, but have more, right? Now, having more, okay, I'm going to qualify that. Seemingly having more, because you never, the grass is always greener on the other side. I get that, right? I also very much understand that you can have a whole lot of money and have no peace and not be able to sleep, okay? I fully understand that. But the fact to me is, for a person who is supposed to have done it the way society says to do it, then I should have the best. I should have all the money I need. I should live in the house I want. I should be able to drive the car I want. I should be able, right? I should be able to do all those things, right? Especially being at this age. And I feel like I'm doing really well. So don't get it twisted. Me and my wife and family doing well, right? But we could be doing a whole lot better if I embraced my uniqueness. If I embraced that thing that caused me to stand out versus trying to put that in a hole and trying to fit in and make everybody happy. Right? There are so many people who are really making it and making an impact because they're not making everyone happy. It's almost, I've heard a preacher say that, it's almost juxtaposed. It's opposite. Like you can't stand, if you stand for something, somebody's going to be against you. You can't really make a huge impact in the world and stand for something and make a large mark and most of the world love you. The only time that happens is if you sell ice cream. And even then you sell ice cream, you got the people who are animal protectors and the vegans and everyone else who talk about you don't like you, right? There's always going to be a group that are against you when you decide to step out and do something major, right? So that's why I, myself, didn't stand out. A lot of times I was scared of the blowback. I was scared of the people that would come against me, right? And really, you as an adult, you start to realize that no matter what you do, people are going to come against you. If you do right, somebody's going to come against you. If you try to make everybody happy, somebody's still going to misinterpret what you said and what you did, and they're going to come against you, right? Hello, wife. If you stand for good, right, you still gonna have people that come against you. One of my favorite people on the planet is Bishop T.D. Jakes, outside of my wife. Bishop T.D. Jakes, right? And I went to a conference called MegaFest. It was a Christian conference for families, right? So you just got families that are going to this conference that are celebrating their Savior and God, right? And learning about the Bible, and different speakers were there and so on and so forth. It was the most purest, well-intended things that you could ever imagine, right? And there were protesters outside with picket signs. Mega mess, Bishop Jakes, all these bad things about T.D. Jakes. How could you hate the bishop? He's literally doing the Lord's work. Like, how could you hate the bishop? And then it takes me down. It's like, well, Jesus himself was hated. So if Jesus himself was hated, Who do you think you are that you're going to go through this world and not be hated? Right? So I don't want to turn this into a church sermon. This is about content. So bringing this full circle, who do we think we are that we can make an impact, build an audience, build a brand, get tens of thousands, hundred thousands, or millions of followers and not make somebody mad? It's going to happen. People are going to be pissed off. So if they're going to be pissed off, then you might as well do what you love and want to do anyway. That's what I'm saying, right? And so in doing that, the Content Creators app is designed to assist you with that ideology, right? You should be able to take the weekly trends, and it's not just about doing something. Because if you're doing something, then you're doing social media wrong. If you look like everybody else, then you're doing it wrong. Nobody wants to follow people that are doing exactly what they're doing. What's the point? Why am I following you? I'm following you because there's something different about you. Whether it's how you think, how you process, the joke you tell, the smile you got, how you sing, your inflection in your voice, how you smile, right? The curl of your eye, right? Something about you is different that causes me to want to follow you. And that's the message I want to tell all of you is whatever you find out that difference is, and you'll get signs of it, right, throughout life, what that difference is. Whatever you figure out what that difference is with you, that's not something for you to run away from. That's absolutely something for you to exploit and run to and figure it out. Okay? Thank you. The haters are gonna hate. Okay? That's what they do. That's their job, is to hate. You can't go to somebody and on their job and tell them what they do on their job, right? That's what they gonna do on their job. Okay? They gonna hate. All right? So you allow the haters to hate, and you got to keep doing you. But now doing you means you have to find that thing that's different, that's unique, and you don't be different for different sake. You be different by being introspective and figuring out what's my contribution, right? What am I here to do? What do I bring to the table that's not already at the table? Okay, here's an easy thing to do. Easy way to kind of figure that out is, this is why, again, the Content Creators app is helpful. Because for me, it's really difficult for me to come up with something from scratch. My wife, she's a writer. She's a really good writer. She could take a blank piece of paper and with nothing, right, from her own mind, her own head, start writing. Location, environment, storyline, text, subtext, right? Drama. She can just start creating from a blank piece of paper. I don't call myself a writer because I don't do that. That's not how I create. You have to give me something. You have to give me a start, a spark, a something, and I can critique the best out of it, right? I can adjust and I can move. I can do that. It's just hard for me to come up with something from the beginning, right? So even some of my most viral videos, right? There's a video of me on TikTok right now where I'm dropping the phone and it goes through the floor and it comes out on the other end and I'm upside down, right? From the movie Us. That thing went so viral, Jordan Peele retweeted it and was like, cool, okay? I got Jordan Peele's attention from a video, but I didn't create the video from the beginning. I saw the video already. People are already doing it on TikTok. They were just doing it in their bathroom. And they would drop the phone from the mirror and then fall under the bathroom and then come back up in the bathroom. Well, I'm like, well, I didn't want to do it in the bathroom because I felt like most of the mirrors stop here at the waist. I wanted my phone to go past the waist. Like I want to see the whole outfit. So I was like, let me find a longer mirror. Then once I found the longer mirror, it was a process of how to, problem solving for me. Once I found the longer mirror, I was like, well, hell, I need something to drop it into because the phone has to go black and then come back up through something in order for the effect to take effect, right? So I'm like, well, I literally looked around and was like, oh, there's a laundry hamper. And while I'm talking, I might as well show you the video. Okay. Oh, if I'm in airplane mode, I don't know if it'll come up. Oh, yay. It did. This is the video. Wait, can we hear anything? Oh, there we go. Bring. Okay. So y'all get it. So what I did was I literally I just searched, found a laundry hamper, pulled the laundry hamper in, and was like, all right, I'm gonna drop it in there. This wasn't even one of the main videos I thought was gonna hit, right? I was thinking that I brought a bunch of us outfits. And so I was thinking that the family is gonna be doing this us remakes, and those videos are gonna hit hard because it's 5 of us. This video had more views than all the, we did a bunch of them. This video had more views than all the other videos that we did, right? In the us, theme. And it was the throw off. It was just something I was using as an intro to us, the family, right? And kind of this series that I was going to do. Not really, I thought it was going to be the mainstay. Okay, so 2 lessons from that. Number 1, again, what I was speaking to is the art of creation. I think it's really difficult, and I don't know just for me, but I've seen other people say this thing too. It's really difficult to come up with something from scratch. But it's a whole lot easier to take something and just tweak it. Just add a little something to it, right? The pen, we talk about, I've talked about this before. The pen didn't start as a pen. You guys remember, it started as a feather. They took feathers, put in ink, and then kind of did that. And then somebody's like, oh, if you got to put the feather in ink, what if we put the ink on top of the thing and allowed it to write? So they made some kind of container that held the ink. So then you can write, right? And so there's ink in this container. Then somebody was like, well, it's probably easier if you put a ball on it, on the end, so then it rolls a little easier. So somebody invented the ball of the ink pen, right? Then somebody said, well, what if we put a cap on it, right? Or put a stylus on it so you can mess with your phone while you're on it. Or let's brand it and let's put text on it so then people can use it for the company. You get my point. The pen didn't just end up as a pen. The pen started on step 1, and every new iteration of that pen was $1 million, $1 million, $1 million, $1 million, right? So that's how you want to treat your content. Don't try to come up with something, well, you can, but don't feel the pressure to have to come up with something from the beginning. I need to come up with the #1 idea that's going to be the best idea ever, and it's going to be so original that I'm going to get millions of followers. You don't have to do that. Eventually you can. The better practice is to find something that's already hitting, it's already doing well, and then asking yourself, how can I make this a little better? How can I improve it just slightly, right? To put my own stank on it or my own sauce on it, right? To make it me, okay? So I did a video today. Did I post it in Content Creators? Nope, I posted it in E-Tre. Yep, okay. I did a video today from the app. And I'm taking you through the process of creation.
I volunteer! I volunteer! I volunteer as tribute.
I volunteer! I volunteer! I volunteer as tribute. Okay. So I got this from I Volunteer. You guys see that right there in the app? She said,
I volunteer as tribute.
okay. So she took this and said, when the aliens come to take some humans from this ghetto planet. And she's like, I volunteer. Take me. I volunteer. That is hilarious to me, right? And so what I decided to do was I literally had to think, what is my brand? What is it that I do and what I want to put out into the world, right? Well, I'm a videographer. I do film. I do video, okay? And I work with celebrities, right? And so I wanted to send the message that I'm a videographer that works with celebrities. And so I'm, a content expert. That's the message I wanted to send. So I reformatted, instead of saying, aliens from Earth, I said, when a favorite celebrity, right, wants me to record content, I volunteer. I'm going. Okay? Then I went so far as to tag some of my favorite celebrities. Fantasia, J Hud, Disney Plus. Okay? On TikTok, I tagged the Recording Academy, the Oscars. Okay? Why? Because one of my videos went to Jordan Peele. Maybe this video will get the attention of a J Hud or a Fantasia, and I'll get to record some content for them, right? It's not that you never know. It's I recognize fully the power of content, the reach of content, how far content can take me, right? I fully recognize that my content gets me in rooms that I can never imagine. I know that. And I'm telling you all the same thing. Your content can get you in the rooms of people that you don't even know yet. People that you admire, right? It can get the attention of super dope influencers, right? Never in a day never in history has there been a time like this where the gap between the regular people and the highly successful is a video. It's a phone. It's a text. It's a tag, right? We heard 7 degrees of separation, right? We all know that there's usually seven people in between you and someone else. Well, with content, that gets so much smaller. With your content, that's 7 degrees. With content that's 7 degrees, it's like it's not even measurable, right? Because that the information in the video travels so fast that I can get to a Barack Obama, I can get to a Tyler Perry, I can get to a Ava DuVernay, right? Some of my people that we look up to, we can get to them through our content, right? And so that's the bonus. And so when you're getting to them, you're not going to get to them doing what everyone else is doing. You're not going to get to them by being normal, by fitting in, by being regular. You're not going to get to them that way, right? Because nobody wants another person that they've already seen. You will get to them by honing in and focusing on what is it that you bring to the table. What makes you unique? What does the world or the masses want to see from you specifically that they can't really get anywhere else, right? It's what is your superstar power? Now, we're talking about content, but some people's superstar power may not be in front of the camera. You can still make content if you're not the person in front of the camera. There are whole pages that are dedicated to memes. That's all they do is post memes. There are whole pages that are dedicated to identifying other news stories and other dope people. There are pages on the other side that are dedicated to complete fetishes that are not the person, but it's the topic. So maybe you're good at identifying a topic or a category, or maybe you're good at organizing, or maybe you're good at doing something. But the point is, if you can take what it is that you're good at, highlight that thing that you're good at, and then make content around that, the world is yours. You win. You absolutely win. All right? So, stand out, right? I tell everybody to stand out. Find what makes you different. Here's my last tip, and then we'll be good to go, right? Unless you guys have questions, let me know. But my last tip is, if you're having trouble finding that thing that allows you to stand out, okay, 2 things. Hopefully I don't forget the second one. Okay, God just gave me another one. 2 things. If you're having trouble finding that thing that stand out, ask the 5 people closest to you, right? Maybe even 10. What is it that I do that you enjoy from me? What is it that you see from me that that you feel is a superstar quality, right? That'll kind of give you an indication of what they see. Because generally, we don't see ourselves how the world sees us, okay? So asking others will help you identify that. And then the other thing is, generally that thing that you're really good at, you won't see it. Because to you, it is normal. You're just like, this makes sense, right? For me, soundtracks just made sense. It wasn't anything that I saw as a superstar quality. Because to me, I like it. I like this. I don't like that. To me, it just made sense. So I would have never known that this was a superstar quality until I start observing the rest of the world and realizing, oh, most people that look like me and talk like me and do the things I do don't do that. They do something else. So maybe that's a little different. Maybe there's something different about that thing. Okay? And so it started to occur to me that this could be something different. Okay? So that's the exercise for you, is make sure you go around and ask the people around you, what is it that they feel is your superstar quality? That'll help you identify that. What makes you different? But then also fully recognize that that thing that probably is your biggest difference won't feel like a huge difference to you or superstar quality to you, right? Most great singers are like, I just sing, right? This is what they do. But yet other people falling out like, oh my God, have you seen Tari sing this album? Oh my God. And she's like, my cousins love me. I'm good in the shower, right? It's ridiculous, right? So you can't trust yourself when it comes to identifying that thing that allows you to stand out, right? You really got to find people around you, trust them, okay? And there's a whole lot more I can say to that too, because there's a lot of people who won't necessarily tell you the truth because they're trying to spare your feelings, right? But you want to listen to what they're saying, but you also want to clue into what they're not saying. So here I am thinking I'm handsome, right? Definitely people told me I'm handsome, okay? And my wife tells me I'm handsome. But if I surveyed the 10 people around me, they'd be like, Eugene, man, you have a great smile. You have a great smile. That's a wonderful smile. And I'd be like, thank you. I appreciate that's a great smile. But then what they're not saying is, your facial structure looks really symmetrical. What they're not saying is, Eugene, your ears are dope, or your skin tone, or whatever, right? Or man, your abs are good, or you know what I mean, your chest muscles are on point, right? All that. They're not saying that, okay? They're saying I have a great smile. So part of it is, yes, that's a great thing to know, and so I want to exploit that smile, but maybe I shouldn't be a bikini model because they're not saying that they enjoy my abs. If you get what I'm saying. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Hi, wife. Give me a kiss.
On camera?
Yeah. My wife just joined. So we're talking about standing out and differences, and since you're here, do you have any words to encourage people on why they should stand out or how they should stand out?
Because this new generation are winning because they don't give a damn. They're making good money. They are taking strides and doing what they gotta do.
You're hidden. Let me make sure people can see you. Okay. There she is. Okay.
This new generation are making money just taking risks, and a lot of our generation, we don't take risks because we're afraid of what other people are gonna think, what they're gonna say. And so what? If they start something negative, then figure something else out. This generation moves on quickly. So I think what is halting us is holding on to those traditions, coloring within the box, when we said that earlier, instead of just bursting that box open and discovering new things. And I think it's damn near poetic to find certain things that are new and exciting and,
It's about that risk, right? So I have a finance background. In finance, they teach you, again, the stock market, right? If you play it safe, you're going to get safe returns, right? Typically, the stocks and companies that are safe, that you have a higher, there's no guarantee, higher probability that you get your money back. Those companies typically don't move, they don't swing, they don't have wild swings, they kind of stay steady, right? So that means your money doesn't make a whole lot of money, it doesn't do a lot because it just stays steady. So typically safe is steady, whereas risky has more variety.
Isn't that like a scripture where with the mites, when the one guy buried his because he was afraid to lose?
Yeah, but that doesn't speak to risk and return. That's really
but I mean, the other guys invested.
Right.
Right.
but they all multiplied.
They multiply.
And he was scared so he was scared to put his money in. The story she's talking about is the guy that it was a servant, and a king. A king gave one guy 5
Like Mike.
shares, shekels, whatever. 5 things that said go out and multiply. Gave another person 2, go out and multiply. Gave one person 1, said go out and multiply. The one with 5 came back with 10. And he's like, well done, servant. You multiplied my money or my shekels. The other person with 2 came back with 4. Wow, well done. You multiplied it. The one with 1 came back with 1 and gave it to him. And then the king was like, well, what did you do with this? And he's like, well, I was scared to use it. I didn't want to lose it. And so I wanted to give you back your 1. And he told him, you're wicked. Right? Not because he didn't multiply the shekel. He was wicked because he didn't take the risk. He didn't go out there and do it. So he thought he was doing well by returning what it was, the gift that he was given. But in reality, if you don't use the gift you're given, you're wicked.
That's it.
Right? So you got to take that risk to use it, even if the fear of losing it is there.
That's it.
Now, we want to take calculated risks.
Right.
I'm not saying go balls to the wall and just let it all hang out. I'm not saying that at all. Okay? But I am saying is that our generation has been conformed. We've been taught. We've been conditioned to move a more safe and steady way.
Yeah.
And what we're noticing now as adults and through experience is that the folks, especially in this generation, is also teaching us that the folks who are more bold, who stand out more, who aren't scared of ridicule, any of that, are making better moves. They're getting a higher return on their life.
That's it.
Because they're risking more. Okay? Hey, PIP. And so you want to take those bold steps. This is the encouragement. This is the message. Take those bold steps. Take risks, especially when it comes to content, right? Start practicing the behavior of taking risks.
Yep.
Now, if you don't have $100,000 to lose, don't risk it. Okay? Risk it on your video. Say something that you thought that people may not like. Say that in the video, right? If you can't handle the ridicule of a comment on a social media post, right? If you can't handle the backlash of somebody who's not a real person, of an internet troll, right? How is it that you expect to handle $1 million or, a larger platform? Right? So practice on your small platforms. Stand out. Take the risks. Take the hit. Right? Move through it. Move past it. You'll grow some thicker skin. Right? The thicker your skin, the easier it is. The stuff bounce right off you. And you just keep doing you. Keep doing what it is that God put on your heart to do. Build your team and grow and keep going.
That's it.
Yep. All right. Well, that's all I got. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you spread the word about content creators. It's usually just me, but today you get a bonus, right? We're going to be offering all kind of bonuses throughout. We've got some new students or new signups that happened this week. So welcome all the new people that signed up for the app. Make sure you get in, make your content, tag Content Creators app on Instagram, Content Creators app, or hashtag Content Creators app, and let us know when you're doing content so we can support that as well. All right. Do we have anything coming up immediately? We've got Greenlit that's coming up next month. It's going to be a really big one because it's happening during a whole sequence of events that's happening here at the Legacy Center in Atlanta. So it's going to be a big one. So definitely plan to be here at the next Greenlit. And I will be doing another pop-up for Content Creators where we create content together. That will be happening. So I'll be announcing that in the app. So make sure you stay close, stay tuned to the app. Share this content as well. Support each other, support this app, and I love you.